Hey guys, how's it going? Matt here from First Push. I'm here to show you how to build some of our Keystone adaptive equipment. One of the things that we really hear from schools is how can I get my hands on more adaptive gear? We don't buy our adaptive gear, we make most of our stuff in-house, and I'm going to show you how we make it so you can make it yourself for a fraction of the cost. What we're going to work on now is how to build one of our push-pulls. So first thing I have, just a nice easy 4-foot dowel, 1 1/4 inch in width. I have a stopper. So this is just a normal store brand cover stopper that you put on the bottom of furniture. Safety glasses, we're going to want these. This is hockey grip. Any color works. It's just hockey grip. Sandpaper. I have some measuring tape, and then I have a saw to cut some of this stuff with. We're going to make 4 different lengths of these today, or 3 different lengths. So we're going to leave it the full length it is here, 4 foot, and that's going to be used for pushing with 2 hands, or you can make ski poles with 1 in each hand. We're going to cut this in half and make 2 2-foot sections, and then we're going to cut it in half again and make 4 1-foot sections. All right. Now, getting started, just to make one of our normal 2-handed handles, you're going to take one of these grips, one of these stoppers here, and we're going to take our hockey grip. Easiest way to do this is you have to tape the top of it first before you put the stopper on. That way we can get the stopper to stick to the top of the dowel, or else it'll start to fall off. So, starting out here, take a small piece of this. Doesn't have to be difficult, rocket science, anything like that. Start at the top, and you're just going to wrap it around a few times. Just enough so that the stopper is fully in contact with the dowel. After you have it taped up like that, put the dowel on. It'll be kind of hard to get it on at this point. That's perfect. That's just what you want. Wiggle it around, and then that's not going to come off at all now. So you can see it's got the tape on the end, the stopper's there, and it's pretty secure on, so it won't fall off easily. Next thing you want to do is grip the top of this thing. Now we buy these pre-sanded, so there's no worry about splinter or anything, but we want to make sure that kids can actually grip them really well. So the easiest way to do that is to use the sports tape. Again, we're just going to take this stuff, start at the top, peel a bit off, and I always like to start doing a full circle around the top. Then you can angle it down. And just do an even wrap. And you can go down as far as you want, as shallow as you want. I like to put a good bit on there before we get too far, just so students have a healthy handle to hold on to. So I'd say go down about, 1.5 feet, 18 inches. All right, we have made our stand-up push-pull. Super easy stuff. That one's really basic. The next thing we're going to do is do a 1-foot push-pull. These are always done in pairs, and really the purpose of these is to sit down on the skateboard and use them as kind of sled hockey sledge pegs. If you've never seen sled hockey before, super cool, check it out. But this came from this idea. So we have our 4-foot dowel here. We're going to cut it in equal lengths, so 1-foot sections. So I have my tape measure here. Always use a pencil when you're cutting wood. And I'm just going to go through and mark 1-foot sections. All right, once you have your sections all marked, You just need to make a little check mark there. You're going to go ahead and cut it. Now I have a skill saw here, so I'm going to use that. You can cut it with a handsaw if you have a school with a wood shop. I'm sure your wood shop teacher's happy to cut these for you. It's really easy, but always make sure to wear safety glasses. And I'm just going to cuff these off on the edge of the table. All right, once you have those cut, I collect my holes here, you're gonna notice that they have a little bit of fray on the very end and a little bit of fray on the other end too. Easiest way to take care of that is just using sandpaper, so I have a little piece here, and just go ahead and scuff it down. And I'll do both ends, just for good measure. If you have some that has a little bit of a fray like that, I always just put the cap over that side. And we'll do this guy here. All right. So once you have your sticks here, it's the same process as before. I don't end up gripping the tops of these just because they're too short, and students really don't need to grip it that hard if it's just in one hand pushing like that on their seat or sitting down on a skateboard, but you will need to use the hockey grip on the cap of this. So I have an open one here, I'll use that, and I'm just going to go ahead and do the same exact thing as I did before. Once around the top, and then just a little bit. All right. Once you have that done there, you're going to take your cap, put your cap on, and then you're going to repeat the process again so that you have 2 poles. You'll get 4 poles, so 2 sets out of 1 4-foot dowel. Again, these are maybe a couple dollars each, including the cap and the grip tape, or the hockey grip tape. So really easy, really affordable, and very, very simple to make. The next pole we're going to make is a 2-foot pole. Super easy, 4-foot section, cut it straight down the middle. Sometimes you got to make sure that these are actually 4 feet. They can vary in length, so I always just measure right down the end of it. All right, so we're at 48 inches at the end, so perfect. We're going to go 24 inches, which is right there. Same deal as before, we're just going to throw our glasses on and then cut it right down the middle. Again, wood shops are a great place to do this. All right, and you can see here that we have our 2 even sections. So, fray on the end, again, we're going to just sand that off. On the other side. All right, and with these 2-foot sections, I do like to add a little bit of hockey grip, and I go down to about halfway. That way students know if they want to choke up, they can hold it down here or up here. The hockey grip just shows them that they can use the whole range, because sometimes students will just understand that they can hold on to the top. They don't really understand they can hold on to the middle too. All right, same deal as before. We're going to go ahead. I always use the cut end to put the stopper on, and 1 circle of grip around the top. Scissors works for this too. I just have a knife with me today. All right, and then on goes your stopper. And the more you twist and push, the better it's going to be on there. If you just push it in a little bit, it doesn't quite go on all the way. You want to make sure you really twist and push. And then we're going to do the top end too. So same deal as before. Around the top. Then go down, maybe all of halfway. There you go. Nice 2-foot section push-pull. Students can hold down here or up here, or even if they want to get on their knees and try and use this to push along, they can use 2 hands too. So it's a really great tool. Make 2 of them out of a 4-foot section. Couple dollars, guys. Really easy to make.